Here's a fun question. Think about it first before I say what I think. Tell me, what is the main color? Like, if you were to pick any color there is, what do you think is like the color? Like, if there is one color that is like the main color, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, like the most like important or most prominent color. You know what I don't know how else to put it, but like if like there is one color that like is like the color, like which one is it? And for me, I'm going to say like out of any color that exists, assuming one could be considered the main color, personally I feel like I just naturally assume, like I always just see red as the main color, like the main character of colors, if that's an easier way to put it. And thinking about it, I wonder if that's a coincidence. That's the exact same color as Jesus' blood. The most powerful, tangible thing in the entire universe of all time. The only thing that saves us. And it's red, which is arguably what most people probably see as like the main color. Probably because isn't it like the most striking color? The one that makes you, stop. That's like that's why they use red for stop signs, red lights, because it gets your attention. Like it's that important. Like it's you notice it. It's like stop. It's so important. You need to stop. You know what I'm saying? Uh, just what I was thinking. It's like I don't think it's a coincidence that God designed blood to be that color. Because he's God. He made us however he wanted to. Couldn't he have just made blood purple if he really wanted? But like, would we have been able to take it as seriously had he? I don't know. So it was just a random thought I had the other day, and it's like, I wonder if that was intentional. I wonder if God made blood the most striking, the most important, most attention grabbing color there is, the color of Jesus' blood, because it's that important. It is the most striking, it is the most important thing. We need it for our salvation. Just an interesting thought, because like, yes, we're made in God's image, but like, does God, like in the spirit in heaven, have blood? Probably not. I how would we know that? Like, if like I don't think so. Like I don't think that would make any sense. Probably not. Like I think when God made us as humans, like he had to make us uh, fragile, for a lack of other way of putting it. And yeah, blood makes us very fragile, and like that's why Jesus died. He ran out of blood. You know, uh, I mean, he went through all of the worst on the cross. Not just losing blood. There was so much more to it. But like, yes, his blood on the cross was the sacrifice, the remission of sins. That's what saves us. So you need to accept that he did that to be saved. Believing that he is God, believing Jesus is Lord, and declaring with your mouth that God raised him. Declaring with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and believing in your heart that God raised him from the dead, that you will be saved. But yeah, I I think that makes a lot of sense. That's everything God does is intentional. And we're talking about the literal most important part. That's the gospel right there, Jesus' blood. So it's like, yes, if there's God put intention in anything, it's that. So it's like, who knows? We could get to heaven and find out that the reason the color red even exists is because of Jesus' blood. Like, Jesus' blood may not have been red because of the color red, but the color red might exist because of that. Like, it's that important. I don't even know how much sense that's gonna make to you guys, what I'm trying to say. But like, yeah, it's a big deal. Just a thought I had. This is a big deal. Red's not even my favorite color, so I'm not saying it's the most important because it's my favorite, you know, out of like being biased or whatever. Blue and white are my favorite colors, you know, very peaceful. But also, Jesus' words, you know, are written in red. Something to think about. Everything God does is by design and intention. And yeah, those red letters, his red blood, it's important. Nothing more important. God bless you guys. Peace. Have a great day.